worked in a community organization, volunteered. Well, there's your answer. That's how you get folks involved. I mean, you mentor. I mean, this room is full of community leaders. And it's the same thing we did in our campaign, get folks involved. Anybody that's looked at any of our literature, the number one word in everything we do is vote. My website is Vote Gabe. If you look at my literature, it's vote, and then my name, and then the office. The whole purpose of this, I wasn't going to be unemployed for 17 months to then win a Senate race and not have inspired and brought more people under the umbrella of democratic participation. And so this is exactly how you do it. You know, you get folks together, you get them involved, you listen, you ask them what matters to them, you engage them in civil discourse, and you truly make them feel as if their voice and their vote matters. Because when you've done that, then people are invested in the process. And that's the most important thing. That's how we maintain our democracy. That's the way you preserve what I defended for 20 years. And so I'd ask each of you all to just continue what you're doing already. Go out into your community and find that next generation and get them involved, because this stuff is kind of scary a little bit. And so let's demystify and get people involved.
In the United States, it's voter engagement, it's voter registration, and it's voter education. And it's also the organization like APAPA, and it's like people that aren't of Asian American descent supporting programs. Like, I'm a lifetime member of APAPA right here in Solano County, and proud to be there, supporting when they have fundraisers. Not only myself, but my staff coming to all the different fundraisers to support. Also, partnerships. Creating partnerships in the legislature is the way to get things done. And with my Asian Pacific Islander colleagues in the state legislature, I've worked very, very closely. Fiona Ma is a big supporter of mine. She's done it on the state level. I'm very appreciative of her support on my bills and things that we've been able to work on together. And most recently on a local level, Dr. Tony Ubaldi has supported me, and I appreciate that. And in the communities, he's done so much on the school board. That's what we need to have, is young people looking up to their local elected officials on the school board, on the council, and statewide, doing the hard work, and nationwide, doing the hard work representing people. Thank you.
Participation by the API community. Let me just give you a little bit of context. I began my political work in Los Angeles County in 1975, long, long ago, long before many of you were a glimmer in your parents' eyes. I was actually the first Asian Pacific Islander staff that was hired by Los Angeles County Supervisor Ed Edelman, who was actually the leading liberal on the LA County board at that time. He took a big risk hiring me and actually 4 Latino staff, as well as the first openly LGBT staff. That was in 1975. So I give that as one example of how you get more people involved. If you are in a position to hire someone to represent communities, then do it. It's not enough for us to present ourselves and win our offices. It's important to bring that next generation along. Secondly, we used to have only about 4 or 5 of us in LA County as staff at that time. It was pretty lonely, and we would convene once a month at a Chinese restaurant called Hong Kong Lao. We would get together for dim sum to commiserate and to sort of support one another. So that's the second thing. Do what you're doing now, which is join together, network, support one another, share information, and help each other. Because those that are at the beginning of organizing, or the beginning, the first of staff positions, the first elected officials, it can be kind of a lonely place. So support and uplift one another. And finally, I would say, think about running for office yourself. I do happen, I think, to be the only API candidate here, and so hopefully we'll be earning many of your votes as we come forward. But you shouldn't just vote for someone just because they have a certain face. You have to vote for the most qualified person. And I believe that we have reached a certain level of political maturation in the API community. We may have a chance to elect the first governor of Asian descent in 2018, and that's because he's the most qualified. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The second question is, what do each of you...
Risha.
Oh, Mike! Darn it!
I actually sat with CC as he was putting together the APAPA to help formulate some of the strategies that he was using to create the political action committees and the strategies for putting this organization together. He's been a friend since he got here. We both got in the area in '91, and we've known each other since. It's the very few number of young people here. The Asian Pacific Islanders are the predominant number of new immigrants into California. They are educated, they are entrepreneurial. You're going to be running the place. You need to get active in politics. You need to get active in governance. You need to shape the economy and the governance of the economy to your advantage. If you don't do that, you've seen what happens in other countries. You know you don't want that to happen here. The only way that's not is for you to get involved and to get in these actually positions. I think you all know why you're here. We need to get more of the young people here to get them active in voting and engaged and wise to what's going on and how elected officials can serve their interests. Thank you.
Thank you. What do you think are the two most pressing issues in your district right now? And how do you plan to deal with the issues if you are?
One issue in California, not just my district, but is water. I have a comprehensive water plan on my website, CA.PAPA.com. You can take a look at it, and it covers everything from aquifer recharge to water storage. Second and foremost is jobs. I mean real jobs. I don't mean legislated living wages. The middle class in this district keeps shrinking. The average income went from $55,000 to $51,000. We have to bring jobs to California. The only way we're bringing jobs to California is we need to review the regulations that are in place right now, and we need to put in place a favorable environment for business. We need to repeal some of the legislation that's been put in place, but the number 2 priority in the state of California is the middle class. And the middle class is shrinking. You cannot legislate a living wage. Thank you.
At a 1-to-1 ratio in terms of what the rich want, what rich get out of politics. And so I think we need to send new leadership to Sacramento, and I would represent that. What I would work on there with respect to water policy is what Greg already brought up. I'd also add to that is bring online new recycling and also bring online new innovative technologies like solar thermal desalinization south of the Tracy pumps in order to create new capacity, which will also drive good jobs and drive innovation and technology. But when we talk about the community, and you talk about the lifestyle, and you talk about the quality of life for folks, I think that all starts with education. And Vallejo's facing some real challenges here with education, with their certification, their high school. And if we can't empower the next generation of Californians to chase their dreams, then the future isn't very bright. And so I've done a lot, and you can check out my website, votegabe.com, to see a lot on early education, 0 to 8 years old. And then I also have a policy out there on how to bring down the cost of college education, because right now we've burdened the middle class, and we've burdened those young folks who are just trying to improve themselves by going out and getting a college degree to be competitive in the work environment and the economy we've created for them. So water, education, and overall just improving the quality of your life by ensuring that government focus on you and empowering you to go do what you will in your services, in your business, and in your lives versus not listening to what it is that really concerns you.
Specifically about Solano County, since the local elected officials in Solano County over time, the city councils and boards of supervisors have done such a great job, water isn't anywhere near the issue in Solano County as it is everywhere else practically in the state of California. And for that, I think we need to give a hand to our local elected officials. So let me tell you, education is the #1 for the state of California, for Solano County. It's the #1 issue. Because guess what? All these things that we're talking about, education is a public safety. Public safety is an education issue. Affordable housing is an education issue, and transportation. I mean, it all goes along. Everything that we have stems down to how we are educating the future generation of our entire workforce here in the state of California. It's so very important, particularly in that, in those early years. It's no secret that 40 years ago we were in the top 5 in spending in education, and we also at the time were at the bottom 5 in prison spending. Today, the bottom 5 in education and the top 5 in prison spending. We need to do a better job at the state of California level of investing in our K through 12, investing in pre-K, giving that money to the school boards. Already are trying to work on that without having really the budget to do it, because they see firsthand how important it is for that early childhood education. So I'll continue to work hard advancing education throughout the state of California, advancing local control funding formulas that we have, but also contributing by getting more money to our school districts. Thank you.
Certainly, there are so many issues that are competing for policymakers' attention. I have actually 3 priority issues. I know we were only asked to speak to 2, but I guess I'm going to push the envelope a little bit. For me, you can summarize it in the 3 E's. I'm very concerned about the elderly and our seniors. It's going to be 20% of our population in less than 20 years. Not that I don't care about the young people, I certainly do. But if we don't address some of the program and services needs for this 20% of our state coming forward, there's not going to be anything left for the younger generation. So I'm going to be focusing on needs of the elderly. Second, the environment, and I would include water in that. The environment is a very key issue, frankly, for the survival of future generations. And if we don't take some very serious steps towards preserving and confronting the issues facing us in the environment, we are not going to have any other issues to debate about. And finally, for me, social justice and equity are very important. That includes educational justice, environmental, social, health, economic. That cross-cuts everyone in this room in one way or another. If you're going to talk about, I know we have a question on affordable housing and transportation and other issues, crushing student debt, just access to the programs and services that we all pay for as taxpayers. So equity and social justice are very broad in terms of the topic area. But those will be the 3 primary issue areas that I believe will benefit not only Solano County, but the entire Senate District in the state of California. Thank you.
We don't have an economy, we don't have good roads, we don't have good education, we don't have anything else. We've got to get jobs, we've got to be working together on it. When I was on the board for 8 years, we actually convened forums that would have the cities and the counties and the business community working together to plot how we were going to grow the economy. Great Recession happened. We all took a retrenchment there. I want to get back in there to restart those conversations, those partnerships, to get us working on our future, the future for our kids and our grandkids. All of us here, well, except for Gabe, are of an age that we need to worry about that. The other thing we've got to do is we've got to kill this stupid Delta Tunnel proposal. It will cause so much damage to our county that it's incalculable. Not the least of which, for those of you who get your water from the North Bay Aqueduct, which is just north of Rio Vista, that is where the cities of